Hey team, Coach Luke here from the Built to Inspire program. In this video, we're going to be going through the 4 biggest reasons why busy, stressed out parents cannot lose weight. But before going to that, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all our videos that we're going to be posting each and every week. There are so many busy, stressed out parents out there that are struggling to lose weight, all with our unique challenges. There's 4 challenges that keep cropping up time and time again when I help busy, stressed out parents become the best version of themselves. And in this video, I'm going to delve into what they are and how you can overcome them. And the 4th one is the most important one, so make sure you stay around for number 4. Number 1, we have parent guilt. We feel guilty for working on ourselves, and that leaves us putting everything and everyone before the needs of our own. Because as parents, we have responsibilities. We've got to go to work, we've got to look after the kids, we've got to look after the house, and that will leave us at the bottom of the pile. And when you do decide to work on yourself, you're often left filled with guilt about working on yourself because you feel you're taken away from your work, you're being taken away from the household, and you're being taken away from the children. But this type of mindset is going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you unhappy, unhealthy, and unconfident, and eventually it's going to impact your productivity in work, your relationships with your partner, and also your relationships with your children as well. We've also got to think about the example we're also setting for our children if we put ourselves at the bottom of the pile. So we need to start flipping our mindset and mentally start thinking in a different way. Start thinking about what you're doing is a disservice to your work, to your household, to your children by not putting yourself first. Because by putting yourself at the bottom of the pile, you are giving everybody a subpar version of yourself. Instead, change your thinking. Like if you were to work on yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, you'd become a better version of yourself. You'd become fitter, you'd become stronger, you'd become more energized, you'd become more confident. And that means that everybody else around you gets the best version of you. So you become more productive in work, you've got better output, you become more sociable with your friends. You improve the intimacy and relationship with your partner, but most importantly, you improve the quality of time you spend with your children, as well as setting a good example. So if you feel guilty about putting yourself first, think about the disservice you're giving to those around you when you do not put yourself first. Number 2, you try and do too much too soon. You try and have the perfect diet. You try and hit the gym 4 or 5 times a week. You try and get your 10,000 steps in. You try and get your 2 liters of water, your 8 hours of sleep per night, as well as cutting out all the foods that you love. And this is very stressful for us. And let's not forget, being a busy working parent is stressful as it is. So when you throw all these into the mix, it becomes very, very overwhelming, where we start to falter and fail because we're not being perfect. And when we're not being perfect, we get into the mindset of thinking, well, I've not done X, Y, and Z today. What's the point? I might as well just give up. I cannot do it. So instead, we need to start breaking things down into a more manageable approach. Instead of trying to do everything at once, focus on a small aspect of nutrition, a small aspect of your movement, and a small aspect of your mindset. So for example, instead of trying to overhaul your diet all at once, instead just simply start with keeping a food diary. And then over the next few weeks, start making changes to the quality of food you're eating. Instead of trying to aim for 10,000 steps a day, just aim to do a little bit more than your previous week's average. In terms of your mindset, maybe start keeping a journal, and at the end of the day, write down how your day was, what went well, what didn't go as well, and what you can learn from it. And by adopting this slower approach, it's going to be much more beneficial for you on staying on track and building long-term change. Number 3, you keep looking for a quick fix. In this day and age, it is very, very easy to look for a solution that's going to give us weight loss fast, that's going to transform our body fast, because we've got everything at the touch of the fingers. So for example, if you want to watch a film, you can stick Netflix on. Back in the day, we got a new film maybe once every other week, going on to Blockbusters. If you order something online, it's here next day with Prime delivery. So sometimes the expectations is that we want to lose weight fast. So we're always on the lookout for the product, the shake, the pill, the diet that's going to allow us to do that. But with these things that sound too good to be true, they typically are. And while some of these things can give you fast weight loss, because of the restrictive manner of the approach, it is very unsustainable in the long term. It can damage our metabolism, it can damage our relationship with food, and for most people, they not only regain the weight, but even more as well. So instead of looking for a quick fix, really focus on making sustainable changes in the long run. And number 4, probably the most important, is you keep taking the easy option. Now, I have a very powerful motto inside my coaching community: easy decisions, hard life. Hard decisions, easy life. So what does that mean? Well, in life, we're always given 2 options. We've got the easy option and we've got the hard option. So what does that look like in reality? So let's say, for example, now you're having a really crappy week. Work is stressful, the kids are driving you up the wall, you've had an argument with your partner, you might have fallen out with a friend, you've seen all the doom and gloom on the news, and you're just feeling very stressed, very overwhelmed, very down. And at the back end of the week, you're feeling tired, stressed, and overwhelmed. And you'd plan to cook a more nutritious meal on the Friday evening. But instead, you take the easy option. You order that takeout, which then means you're feeling quite bloated, quite full, so you avoid your evening walk. You might have even had a workout plan, so you skip that as well and just watch TV. Now, this, in that moment, is going to give you gratification, because watching TV, having a bit of chill out, having highly tasty food that we don't have to make ourselves, is going to give us gratification. It's going to make us feel good in that moment, but the knock-on effects of that is guilt, feeling ashamed sometimes, feeling like we failed, and ultimately further away from our goals, where we're potentially gaining weight, decreasing our energy, and also impacting our confidence. But on the flip side of that, we've got the hard option. After that stressful, busy week, instead of opting for the takeaway, you muster up the energy to cook that more nutritious meal, which then makes you feel better. It nourishes your body. You're not as bloated. So you decide, you know what, I am going to go out for that walk, even though it's drizzling outside, knowing that you're going to get some fresh air in. It's going to clear your mind and get some movement in your legs. And you might even go and do that workout that you promised you said you're going to do, where you know it's going to be difficult in that short time to get that workout done, where it's going to be a bit of discomfort, pushing your body through some physical pain, knowing that after that you're going to feel accomplished, you're going to have endorphins from the body, and ultimately you're going to be one step closer towards your goals. So if you're the type of person that is taking the easy option instead of the hard option, you need to really reframe your mindset and what that means longer term, longer down the line. And the good thing about taking the hard option is the more you do it, the easier it becomes, because it starts to become second nature. It starts to become a habit, just as you wake up every single day to brush your teeth. So hopefully those 4 tips have been very, very helpful for you today. If they have, please let me know what was your biggest takeaway in the comments. And don't forget, if you found it helpful, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for up-to-date videos every single week.